Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Unorthodox Vegan. My name is Sean Gould, and today we're going to be making pancakes. Now, over the last 7 episodes, we've made a number of things. We've made spinach wrap, we've made vegan mayonnaise and with the chipotle mix. We've also done some talk about foraging and made some applesauce. We made hummus, baba ganoush, made some white rice, some brown rice, and some curry dish. And we also made banana ice cream. So we've covered almost everything from main courses, from appetizers to main courses and desserts, but we have not covered breakfast. We've done lunches, but we haven't done breakfast. So let's talk about making pancakes today. That's what we're going to be talking about. I've had various levels of success with vegan pancakes. Now, not that they're bad, but some of them just were difficult. One of them had way too many components and way too much mixing and just made it very complicated. My favorite one was one with an aquafaba because it was able to whip it up and make it into, show you how you can whip aquafaba. That's the liquid from the chickpeas, which we used in making hummus. But use that liquid, you can mix that with sugar, and you can make yourself just a nice, very nice, sweet whipped cream with that. I was going to use that in this recipe for the pancakes, but I realized it's just a complex recipe. So I thought I'd try something different. And this is a new recipe I haven't done before. This one uses very few ingredients. We're just going to be using some sugar, flour, sugar, a little bit of salt, some baking powder. I'm going to be using my favorite oat milk. We'll be using a little bit of coconut oil. This is going to be coconut oil. Is also, not only is it going to be used to cook with, but we're also going to be using it in the recipe itself. So not only going to use it for heating up, for cooking on the fry pan, we'll be using it as part of the recipe. So just buckle up and get ready. Here we go with episode 8 of the Unorthodox Vegan. This is all about pancakes. I got everything ready now. Let's put it all together. So we're going to put in 1 cup of flour. Start that off with that. 1 tablespoon of sugar. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Let's get in there. All right. Now we're just going to mix that up a little bit together before we add in our oat milk. Let's get this stuff out of the way. I have a little whisk here. I'm just going to be putting that together in a bowl. Whisking it up, mixing it up a little bit. Now we're going to add 1 cup of oat milk. I'm just going to put that in, just pour it right in. And we'll be whipping it up, I'll be mixing it up using a whisk. Oops, get that in the right frame so you can see that. And I will be adding 1 tablespoon, or 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Now I have two different types of coconut oil. There's one that I had a virgin coconut oil that I was using before, but I found that it was very flavorful. It had a lot of coconut flavor to it. And this one, this version, does not have a lot of flavor. It's kind of a denatured organic one that has less coconut flavor to it. So unless you like the flavor of coconut, which I tend to like, this is, yes, an organic version, and it just has very little, almost no noticeable flavor of the coconut in it. And while I do like the flavor generally of coconut, some people don't, and especially in things like pancakes, they may not appreciate it. So I'm not going to add that in, making use of it. There you go. Get that out of the way. Hence, using this version, which does not have that flavor. Just mixing that in, whisking that in with the batch here. Now, you do this until it's nice and smooth. And it's a nice, smooth mix already. Now, meanwhile, get that frying pan ready, let it heat up, and make sure that it's heating up with a little bit of coconut oil in it as well. The coconut oil has been heating up, so everything is looking good here on the stove. I've got a little quarter cup measuring cup I'm going to use to measure out the pancake mix to put in the frying pan. And let's just see how this goes. I have to tell you that it's nice and fluffed up. That pancake mix with the baking powder is fluffed up nicely. And we're just going to put in, I have to do about 4 here. Now, if you have young children and you're making breakfast for them, one of the things I recommend is putting in some chocolate chips. I'm going to put in a few. And putting them in afterward is nicer. That way you get to kind of position them so you don't get too many in one. And even it out a little bit. I'll put this in a couple of them. And we're just going to let this cook, fry up a little bit until start to see it bubbling around the edges. When it bubbles around the edges, that's going to be the signal to flip it over. Starting to look like they're bubbling up around the edges. So I'm going to just gently, oops, see if I can do it right, flip those over. And they're just beautiful golden brown. I'm going to give another few more minutes on the flip side. And those look absolutely delicious. Well, these look like they're done now. Just going to do a quick check on the bottom side. Oh, beautiful golden brown. Those chocolate chips look adorable on the bottom of that guy. Just checking them all out here. Oh, yeah, they look absolutely wonderful. We're going to put some, just finish cooking up the rest of them, and then we'll be testing them out. Well, it's time for the taste test. I've cooked up all of those pancakes. We're going to put a little bit of, I'm going to put a little bit of maple syrup. This is pure maple syrup because that's what I really like. You can put on whatever you want for a topping onto your pancakes. And let's just see how this turned out. This is a first time using this recipe. So we're just going to see how well it turned out. Ah, it looks delicious. Oh, the texture is wonderful. Oh, simple flavor. Not complicated. You can add in all kinds of things that you want. Oh. And I love maple syrup, so I'm going to just do a little bit more because, well, because I like it. That's why. Oh, that is absolutely delicious. Thank you for joining me on the Unorthodox Vegan. My email address is showing up on the screen now. Please follow me at The Unorthodox Vegan on YouTube, my YouTube channel, The Unorthodox Vegan. You can see me, and there's many episodes. We have 8 episodes now. We'll have 8 episodes for you to watch. More coming. If you have any questions, give me a call or send me an email. For now, I am Sean Gold, and this is The Unorthodox Vegan.